Hi and welcome to this episode of Conversation with a Chef. I'm Jo Ritty and I love sharing with you the conversations I get to have with talented and passionate chefs. It's the backstory, if you will, to the food they're putting up. I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the lands and airwaves where this conversation took place. Land which was never ceded, land where communities came together to eat seasonally, locally and without exhausting resources. I pay my respects to their elders past and present and to any First Nations people listening today. Today I'm talking to Daniel Mastramico at Zero95 Alphington. The restaurant was still being set up when I arrived to talk to Executive Chef Daniel, and he gave me a quick tour of the brand new pizza and gelato venue. There's a gleaming Marana oven for the pizzas, a mural on the cool room wall by TD Illustrations, and photos in the dining room of Daniel's parents' engagement party 52 years ago. With seating for 80 inside and 40 outside, overlooking Artisan Park in the Bend, which is part of the YarraBend Development, where the old paper mill was, I can see this is going to be the place to be in Alphington. Amazing if you live there, and totally worth the journey if you don't. Daniel grew up with his grandmother's cooking in Mildura and was drawn to hospitality, firstly front of house and eventually the kitchen. He has a lot of experience in venues across the world, and still loves being on the pans and continuing to learn. This was a lovely conversation, and I can't wait to go back once the venue's opened to eat pizza and gelato and drink Aperol Spritz, and I imagine have a wonderful time. Hi Daniel, it's Jo.
Hey Jo, nice to meet you.
Nice.
We're in the middle of receiving goods and everything here.
Of course.
So
How exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. I'd rather be in the kitchen cooking.
Of course.
That's my domain, but anyway. Well, this is all the fun stuff. I'll show you around if you like.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Thank
you.
So this is
Hi.
our running area. We had challenges because this was two shops and we knocked the wall down.
Okay.
And we sort of designed the best we could as far as, trying to get bums on seats.
Yeah. So this wasn't always going to be here, or?
No, we were supposed to take the side around the corner, but then this one came up.
Yeah.
And we thought, it's a challenge, but I think we did what we had to do.
So nice looking out on that green, isn't it?
Yeah, on a nice day, it's absolutely beautiful. You've
I
got the
bet.
park there, you've got the kids playing, and, with the gelateria we're going to have, it's going to be good vibes here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nice.
This is the pizza section.
Beautiful.
It's Marana from Italy.
Yeah.
They're a great company to deal with, friends of ours.
Yeah, I think do they have one out at one of the wineries in the Yarra Valley?
Yeah, Zonzo, maybe?
No, it's that one that changed, Hubert Estate.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one there I saw, yeah. They're beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah, they're nice to look at.
Yeah.
And look at the kitchen dungeon over here. Look at the nice mural. We've got one in Marana as well, the same.
Yep.
Very similar. Yeah. That's the cool room, so we might as well make a feature out of it.
Yeah.
This is the washroom in here.
Also new and clean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is the kitchen through here. Here's the bar. So yeah, it was like you see the way it's shaped. It was pretty challenging.
Yeah, it's almost, what is it, like S shape? No, like this. It curves right around, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
How many will it seat?
Well, we're hoping to have about 80 inside and about 40 outside. And then we'll see how we go as far as how much we can push limits outside and what we can produce.
Yeah.
That's just family members. They're real photos. That's like my parents at the engagement party 52 years ago, my grandfather on the block, Mildura, and then other partners, other family members here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a bit of heritage there.
Wow.
And all those stores have got something like that.
Okay.
Promoting the family and where we originated from and things like that. And then you've got the gelateria that should be nice and busy once it gets operating.
Right.
And we're going to be doing things like crepes and gelati and shakes and things.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
There's nothing here at the moment, so everyone's happy for us to hurry up and get open.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah. We actually looked at this when they were first starting, when it was still just the paper mill, and they were first starting to have just the plans and everything. It seemed like it'd be a really great little village, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. No, it's going to be great community vibe.
So I remember, I had a colleague, so I'm a French teacher as well as a writer, and I had a colleague who talked to me about your Doncaster store years ago, and he just said, it's so great, it's the best pizza. And then I think you won an award, did you? With
the boys won an award back in 2016, so it's a little while ago, but they did great. They won the World Pizza Championship. And then from that, Doncaster just obviously boomed.
Yeah.
And those boys since have moved on, and they're very successful in what they've done. And then that's when Marana opened, I had an opportunity to join the group.
Okay.
And that's where I jumped on board and became the executive chef for the group.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And you've obviously got family heritage as well that backs you up.
Yeah, I do. I got two, from being a little kid, especially on the farm in Mildura. My grandma would wake me up in the morning and, what type of eggs do we want in the morning? We'd go and pick them from the cage. And
wow.
Yeah, it was fantastic times.
Yeah.
When I look back on it now and appreciate it, because not many kids get to have that opportunity these days to experience things like that.
Yeah, that is amazing. So that's a real Italian background.
It is,
So
yes.
you were born here?
I was born here.
Yeah.
And Mum and Dad came here when they were very young.
Yeah.
And I've still got a grandmother that's with us, and she still cooks flat out and prepares sweets for the whole community in Mildura, and loves making cakes and sweets. Yeah.
So did you, growing up in that environment, did you always think you would be a chef?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't at first. I started waitering when I was like 15 years old, for reception centre work, and I loved it, the front of house more, managing bar work, things like that. And then I had a phone call when I was about 19. I'd finished school and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was always still in hospitality, but not a profession. Didn't have a profession. And then my good friends of mine, Il Cantuccio in Lyman Street, had rung my parents up, because we were very family friends. And then they said, would your son be interested in apprenticeship? And I was already doing the certificate of hospitality on weekends, wine tasting, front of house, silver service, things like that. So I thought I'd give it a go. And I just fell in love with it, hard work, the old days of 4-year apprenticeships and things like that. And I just took off from there. And I did my apprenticeship there. Great people to work for.
What did you love about it? Was it the actual making? Was it the thrill of service? Was it the discipline? I don't know. What do you...
Yeah, discipline was good because I worked under a few different chefs that had their own sort of way of doing things. So adapting to the different types of chefs was fun, because you'd pick out the best points in all of them and sort of create your own personality with it. The busyness of the restaurant was hectic at times, because it was so busy back in the day in Lyman Street, and it was just action all the time, and we're very busy. So it got us, as an apprentice, trained, to deal with pressures of everyday working.
Yeah. So from there, where'd you go after that?
From there, I went to a place called the Deli in Toorak, which was a popular place back in the day, cooking for a lot of celebrities, people of that type of calibre. And then from there, I went overseas. I worked in Genova for a 5-star restaurant called Zaffarino, and that was eye-opening, just to see the way they prepared food and the way the brigade worked in the kitchen. It was very educational, and I was there for about a year.
Had you been back with family or anything to Italy?
No, last year I went back with my brother and my father.
Yeah.
As a bit of a, I want to call it nostalgic, dad wanting to...
But when you were a child, before you went over...
Oh no, that was my first time I went.
Time.
Yeah, because there was a chef at the time called Giampaolo, which was very popular as far as presenting pesto to the Pope.
Yep.
And those type of sorts of people. And then I worked at his restaurant usually, because he would come to Melbourne and do special events at the time.
Wow.
Going back probably 1997, 96.
Yeah.
And so that was the type of place it was. It was a well-known restaurant, family operated. It was quite entertaining at best. And then we would do some functions on the side and cook at the... there was me and another chef, Hugo Diaz, which was an apprentice on top of me. And we were in charge of the buffet line at the aquarium in Genova. And it was just a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah, good experience.
I just got back from 6 weeks in Europe, which is very
Lucky
lucky.
you.
I know, very lucky. And I went to Cinque Terre and we did a pesto making course, and the guy there said, that's where it comes from, is Genova, and the basil all came from there, and
Correct.
he had all his different secrets for making it. It was quite a process, to do it his way. We were there for ages, but with some Aperol Spritz.
That would help. No, it's funny you say that, because I learned there. I did the recipes there, tried to implement them here, and they're just different flavours. You can't have that same.
No.
And that's what makes Genoa or the pesto from there so interesting, because just the flavours are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've spoken to a few people lately, and we've all been lamenting the lack of flavour in our produce, that we kind of do big and beautiful tomatoes or basil or coriander or whatever it is, but there's no flavour there. And you've got to do quite a lot to it to bring out that flavour.
You do. That's why everything's so simple there, like, because it's picked that day. It might be picked that day, and it's eaten the same day, and it doesn't sit in our fridge or on the shelf for a week before we use it. And that's what I realised even last year when I went back to Italy. We would shop in the morning and eat that day or night, and it was just the freshness, it was, couldn't compare to here.
There must be that, but I wonder if it's our soil as well. I just think because tomatoes in some of those places are so delicious.
Yeah.
And here they're just...
Yeah, plus whatever pesticides and whatever else, they're put in cold storage for a long too, like apples, Yeah,
true.
They're in cold storage for months by the time it goes to the consumer. So there's the difference there.
But in restaurants, do you have access to better produce than we do?
We do. You've got to go sourcing, and obviously you've got to pay premium prices.
Yeah.
It's hard to have that balance sometimes, with the economy the way we are at the moment, and having the best produce without charging the right figure for it. And we are a family restaurant, so we try and keep, to a standard where people can afford to come in with families on a frequent basis. Yeah.
So once you came back from, how long were you in when you were?
When I was a young lad, I was there for about a year, just over a year and a half, I think, all up. I did travel, went to Canada as well. I did some cooking. I was lucky enough to do some cooking demonstrations over there, just north of Toronto, called Sudbury. Got some family there, and one of my cousins was a teacher at the time, so I sort of got introduced, and I did some cooking classes for the colleges there, which was an experience in itself. And then from there, I did some time in Hong Kong a little bit, studied at the Hyatt there. Great chocolate work, they were fantastic. At the time, they won Best Hotel 2 years running, I think, at the time.
Yeah, it'd be quite different working in a hotel to working in a restaurant.
Yeah, the hotel was more for studying and just seeing how they operate and just to educate myself.
Amazing.
So that was a great opportunity I got to have. And then obviously coming back to Melbourne after all this, and I kiss the ground every time I do come back. I love Melbourne. We don't realise how lucky we are. And it's great being on a holiday and enjoying yourself, but coming back, it's nice.
Yeah.
And so I came back, and obviously, I was ready to start chefing again. And, at the time, I think I went to... good question. Where did I go from there? I worked in a place called Il Duca in Wellington Parade. And I'd always helped Luciano out, even when I was a young apprentice. On my days off from Lygon Street, I'd go help them on my days off just to gain more experience. And then I went to work for Luciano at Il Duca, and that was a great place, a team to work at too. And it's still operating now with different owners. Luciano retired, God bless him. And so I worked there for a bit as well. Then I met Dominic, my partner here in 095. I helped him open up his restaurant society in the city with the Demartina group as well. And my good friend Joe Uva, who's another great chef. And we opened that venue together. And I've moved around a little. Worked with family. Family have owned a restaurant in Point Cook in suburbia. Went and helped them out there too. And then in the interim, I've opened and opened other restaurants, help people open restaurants. That seems to be my thing at the moment, helping people open restaurants. I've opened probably 10 so far, as far as helping design and get the restaurants operating.
Yeah, well, certainly you've been in those different places. You would have a really good idea about what design works.
Yeah.
And I guess it's about flow, is it?
It is, of course, yeah. Even if you can, the way this is designed, it's all about the flow. What's easy for the... we'll have our designers come and design a great looking restaurant, but it's not practical. So then we're going to reassess, reshuffle everything, and then do what's best for it's for the customer. At the end of the day, we want the food to go out, the way it should be as far as the quality and going out together, and that's important when it comes to design.
And you were saying before that you miss being in the kitchen. So although you're opening restaurants and you've got that sort of owner hat as well.
Yeah.
How often are you on the pans?
I still get on the pans because sometimes I feel like grabbing my mobile phone and throwing it in a bin and just get on the pans because that's my safe space. That's where I like to create and get excited about, with the flavours, watching the customers' reactions when I'm cooking. For me, that's very rewarding. And that's what's keeping me going after 30 years, I suppose. So,
Yeah.
It's
so good. I love hearing that because, it's a really hard profession, and I think particularly as we're saying in this day and age with all the challenges that
that's right.
come with it.
Yeah, it's like every year I might think to myself, God, I've got to get out of this. What else is there? And then I grab my old cookbooks from mentor chefs that I had in the past, and I'll get them out and spend a few days researching, and then I just get creative again. And you need that inspiration. We say in the town, passione e emozione. It's like passion and inspiration, and that's what keeps you going.
Yeah,
that's what I feel. That's what happens to me. Yeah.
And so, somewhere like where it's you've got several restaurants. Does each restaurant have a different menu depending on where it is, or do you stick to the same things?
With the 095 dining group, we have the same menu in all venues.
Yep.
That way we have consistency.
Yep.
And the training that we give the chefs is of the standard that we're after for the group.
Yeah. And what kind of pizza is it? Is it a
Good question. Well, back in the day when they won the World Championship in Doncaster, it was more than Napolitana style pizza, and so it was fluffy, light. And when we opened the Germana store, we seemed to have a bit of a problem because the people up that way weren't sort of used to that style pizza. So we sort of combined them both. Instead of a classic or a Napolitana style, we sort of met in between. And that seems to be where everyone's happy and where the pizza's more consistent. And the average consumer is happy to have that pizza. Yeah.
So what's the? Oh, you don't have to tell me the secret, but what's the secret to that style pizza to get it perfect?
Magic hands. It's like anything. You can have a perfect recipe, but it's also the people making it. It's the love that goes into it. It's very important to keep a close eye as well, and that's my position where keeping an eye on the way things are made and the consistency and everything. Sometimes the pizza boys have a great idea, pizza chefs, and we execute it. They might have. It's all about improving. There's never wrong or right. It's about improving recipes. And like pizza can be very technical as far as the dough, the fermentations, the toppings. I won't go too much into that side of thing, but it's never ending.
Yes.
The more you look into it, the more technical it can be.
Yeah. And how many different toppings do you have?
Ooh, interesting. Well, you've got a few.
Yeah.
There's probably,
how many different
I would say white bases, there's probably about 8 pizzas,
Yeah.
and there would be a good 10 classic red style pizzas.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, it is.
Delicious.
Keeps us busy.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Yeah.
And so do you have to go around all the stores? Well, at the moment there's 2.
Yeah.
That's quite far apart too, Doncaster and Germana.
They are. I reside in Marana now.
Oh, do you?
That's where the shop is, and I live there at the moment. But
That's nice.
I sort of do go in between them all, and will be more now that this one's opening.
Yeah.
Just to have that consistency and have a rapport with the chefs. Because I like working with them, not just telling them what to do all the time. Because once you're in there, you gain that respect of camaraderie and just that team environment.
Yeah. And then drinks-wise, because you've got that bar area, does it tend to towards more Italian style?
Being in Germana, we sort of went away with the more Italian varieties, went more local, being the peninsula, because they have some great varieties.
Yeah.
And then we're implementing that sort of across the board, even in the menus at the other stores. As far as maybe the beers, we go the Italian style. The beers, the Proni. And the cocktails, they're sort of open slather. They're a bit of everyone's favourites. And then we might create some specials that might be an Italian influence or some type of different spritz that we might do on Negroni.
Yeah, I really got into that habit of, especially in Cinque Terre, I got into the habit of the aperitivo with snacks. Their snacks are so good. We should. It's probably too expensive to bring it in here, but I couldn't believe it. Every time you sit down for your Aperol Spritz,
it was like a
tray of snacks would come out as well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's just to make you have another Aperol Spritz.
Well, because I needed an excuse to.
Of course you did.
I'm coming to the opening, which I'm really excited about.
Awesome.
So,
can't wait to see you.
And we have some good pizza and so on then as well.
Yeah.
Just to finish off with, Daniel, because you've had all these different experiences, usually my last question is, and given your range of experience, what would your advice be to a young person starting out in the industry?
My advice would be, honestly, if you've got passion for cooking, give it a go, because it's very rewarding. It can be. I know there's a lot of stresses involved. Times have changed, and the older type of generation of chefs have sort of left the industry. And so now it's about more the education side, and as far as broadening your knowledge, and it's never ending. I don't know everything, and I never will know everything. But if you're really keen on cooking, give it a go, because if you've got the passion and the emotion, I think you can go very far in this industry. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Conversation with the Chef with Daniel Mastramico at 095 in Alphington. You can check out their glorious pizza on Instagram at 095 Pizza. That's at ZERO95 Pizza. And of course, in person at their Doncaster, Marana, and very shortly Alphington stores. If you'd like to hear more stories from other chefs, I'm on Instagram at Conversation with a Chef. You can read the chat and become a subscriber at www.conversationwithachef.com. And of course, you can follow me on Apple and Spotify podcasts. I would absolutely love it if you told a friend about my chats, because that is still the best way to get the stories out there. Once again, thanks so much for listening. Have a great day and bon appetit.